Hello.
Okay.
All right.
Hi.
We're on
We're on, and
on a
it's not
Sunday.
Tuesday.
It's not Tuesday. Today is a very important
And said,
and sad broadcast that we wanted to do as an emergency because it's happening as we speak, and it's important to take it on head on. There's quite a few things that we want to cover, but first, if you're on, please say hello so that we know that you're here. Number one, and tell us if you can see us and hear us okay before we dive in, because I want to make sure the quality is good and everything is on track. So give us a little hello.
yes.
Yeah, let us know that you're on. I'm checking also on my side a couple of things. Hello. Hi, Jenna. Hi, Marcel. Hi, Anna. Can hear and see you. Perfect. Great. That's what we
Very
needed.
nice.
That's what we needed. Okay. So,
So maybe first of all,
yeah.
this is a charged subject for many people.
Yes.
There are two sides. We're going to cover both sides. We're not on a specific side, despite the fact that I'm an Israeli.
Yeah.
People will think that I'm biased. You will see I'm not. Actually, I want to explain really what's going on with that specific conflict, as well as overall,
Yeah. Yeah.
and actually present something that someone can do something with, not just who are we going to blame today.
Right. Exactly. And also what's behind all this,
Yeah,
because there's a
exactly.
ton of question marks and it's just not adding up.
Yeah.
This is terrible and it should have been handled differently.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
So, first of all, let's start with just a quick overview. Many people know the current events headlines. Let's start with what's going on.
So let me give you just a little bit of background.
Yeah.
So we have Israel, a very, very strong force in the Middle East.
Right.
We've got the Palestinians, a weak, suffering, crammed in a very small space. If Israel is small, Gaza and the West Bank is even smaller.
Right.
Lots of people in a small place under huge duress.
Yeah. And that's their main complaint. I mean that they
They,
call it an open air prison, right?
it's yes, it's basically from their viewpoint, it's a prison. From the Israeli viewpoint, is well, but you're attacking us, so both sides are right, and everyone died.
Right. Yeah. Both sides are right, everyone dies. No
Yes,
solution.
no solution. So
Yeah.
this is totally insanity.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's happened specific here? Okay, Israel protect itself in many, many ways. And it has a border, and this border is probably one of the most secure border on earth.
100%.
As I said, if a lizard crossed the border, you have tanks and 7 jeeps that arriving in less than a minute.
Yeah.
It's a border that can detect things that going under the border up to 40 kilometers.
Oh wow, I didn't know
It's
that.
like if you build a tunnel underneath, they know. If you try to come under, they will know.
Wow.
It has a huge, huge fence, but clever fence, very advanced with the most advanced sensors. At any given time, there's a balloons that watching over the area. At any given time, there are at least in any area, 2 or 3 drones. At any given time, there is cameras that are fixed cameras, so it's impossible for someone to cross without you knowing.
And it hasn't happened in years, right? 15
Hold,
years.
hold on, hold on.
All right.
Hold on. In this big, massive border, there are weak points where people will go through every day. Mainly people that come to work in Israel. Okay, it was known that it's there, but the entry points where those people came is not from there because even that is protected.
The entry points where those people came, who?
No,
That
no,
these
no,
terrorists?
no.
Okay.
In the border itself,
Yeah.
there are dead points like
Okay.
that you don't really watch, and you can cross, but still the army knew about it and allowed that.
Okay.
Allowed that to happen. So what happened yesterday at 6:30? After all kind of preparation, a group of people from Hamas broke the fence in few places and just drove in and out of Israel freely. All of a sudden, for hours, there is no army. Not for minutes, not for seconds, not for 1 hour, for hours. Came in, went into the villages around and start to attack civilians, soldiers, anyone that they saw.
Yeah.
Anyone.
All civilians.
All civilians,
Children.
no, babies,
Yeah.
children, ladies, old people, people that locked the house from the inside and they couldn't open. They burned the houses with the people inside. So it's something that I don't think that even the Nazis did. I don't
Yeah.
really think, at least the Nazis were somehow human. They organized the thing, they registered who they're taking. It's really bad.
It's terrible. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
There's no question about it that this is a genocide. It's inhumane. And now there is a list of justification
Yeah.
explaining away the most obvious wrongness,
Yeah.
why they did it. Regardless of why the Palestinian did it, it's not right.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm married to my wife and let's say that she's terrible to me, it's still not okay for me to hit her, never mind to kill her, never mind to burn her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if she tried to kill me.
Right.
Yeah, I can protect myself, but I will not go in and just kill her at night.
Yeah.
And not kill her children.
Yeah. And you just take that alone, right? You killed children. Doesn't matter why.
Yes, not right.
Yeah.
And it's not that you went into an army operation and a few people die by mistake or not by mistake. Okay, you went in with the purpose of killing civilian just because they're Israelis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is not okay.
Yeah.
Regardless of just the justification.
Right.
And if you saw the pictures, it's really not okay. So it just happened that there was a big party of about 3,000 to 5,000 teenagers.
A festival, like festivals that I throw, music
Yeah.
festivals, like what I throw.
And the Palestinian, the terrorists came in and just started to shoot at them, and they ran away, and they went with cars and shoot at them while the people were running in the fields.
Yeah.
They will shoot at them, and people will hide for and terrible, terrible, terrible. So this is the picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now the question, of course, is how come Israel have probably the best army in the area,
Yeah.
one of the best in the world. A lizard cannot cross the fence. When there is, and there was many situations where a Palestinian, one terrorist will cross the border, in an hour he will be gone.
Yeah.
How come that all of a sudden, for 20, 30 hours, people are just visiting Israel and killing civilians?
Yeah. Plus, incredible intelligence. Israel is super advanced. They can pick things up a week before they happen. I mean, it never happens. And think about it. Israel is a country that to drive from the top to the bottom, it takes 6 hours. The entire country.
Yeah.
So anyone can get anywhere quickly, especially the army. I was watching a live stream of somebody at like 6 a.m. saying, "Wow, I'm just hearing the news," and they were streaming live. And the whole time, the question is, where's the army?
Yeah.
Where's the government? What's happening for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? Where is the army? Why is there nobody here?
Okay. So there is a few reasons why.
Yeah.
And I want to explain few principles that will be good not only for Israel and for everyone that's listening. This is a principle that will explain why you fail in life, if you failed in life, and why you succeeded when you succeed.
Yeah.
So the principle is like that. In life, you need 50% force and 50% protection. 50% attack, 50% defense. Okay? In every one of the wars, when someone lost, he unbalanced those things. So, for example, Europe in World War II had the Magellan Line that was built after World War I and was totally dedicated for defense. They put 80% on defense. So a few Germans on motorcycle in few weeks took Europe. They attack. Just seriously, it's a few German on motorcycle attack Europe and just took it like that because they concentrate only on defense.
So they had no ability to fight back.
They couldn't fight back. They just defend. So you come quickly, and just shoot, and that's it. You've done. Israel in '73 had the Bar-Lev line, and the Bar-Lev line had the stupidity. Sorry, the idea of yes, you just need to protect the area, and if you protect well enough, they will not cross. Israel had in 2003 the same story. We have a very advanced fence that no one can go through. Any kind of passive defense, any kind of defense, if it's more than 50% of what you're doing, will be broken and will be reason for you losing.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yes.
So that's number one. Now in your life, it's the same thing. When you building a company or you live life and you just worry, then you just defense. You worry, you just defense. You just don't want bad thing to happen to you. You'll die sooner or later. You will not succeed in life.
Yeah.
You need to, of course, be smart about defense, but always a little bit more attack. Always a little bit more attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the first principle.
Yes.
Okay. The second principle is that if once you are strong, you need to do one of two things. Either use your strength to bring total control, unquestionable, solve the problem, or give away control. You cannot be powerful and be questionable.
I see.
And Israel is very powerful, but questionable. The stupidity in Israel was that they decided that they want to strengthen the Hamas. Israel gave hundreds of $millions every month to the Hamas. They wanted the idea, the open idea was we need to strengthen the Hamas because if they're strong, there's a kind of a government, never mind insane government, terrorist government, or some kind of an enemy government, but we want to strengthen them. Stupidity.
Okay, I didn't know that. So they gave them money to strengthen them
Yes.
so that there's a government in the area.
Yes, so it's control because we give them money and we give them jobs and we give them, so they're controlled, but not solving the problem. They're still in an open jail.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not solving the problem.
Right.
Regardless of how much money I give you, if you're in jail, you're not going to be happy.
100%. And now explain the connection Hamas over the open air jail. Are they the government of the area?
They're the people that controlling. It's a terrorist organization that control the area by force, and basically it's control Gaza, and then you've got the West Bank where Abbas and the PLO basically controlling this area. Okay, they're just calling it differently right now. Okay, so far so good.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's happened is you've got this amazing, these two principles.
Yeah.
And with this principle, if you understand them, you will know how not to die in your life, in running a country. So how come that no one reacted? How come that for few hours, no one reacted? And the answer is very interesting. And I want to teach you one more principle.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And this principle is probably more important than the other two principles.
Yeah.
What's this principle? If I ask you to please, everyone, I want you to tell me what you look here. Look at here. And if I ask you, what do you see? Just look here. I know it's not so good because of the camera, but there is something written here, a special message that I have for everyone. I want you to look at that. Yes. I want you to look at that. Yes. I want you to look at that message. Everyone, just look at that message. Can you
On
see
the
it
watch.
written on the
Yeah.
watch? Can you see? Everyone can see? Tell me if you can see what's written there. Can you
Yeah.
see
If
what's
you're on the
written?
chat, just focus on there and just tell us what if you can see it.
Can you see what's written there? There's a special message. If you see that message, you will understand something that you never understood in your life. Can you see what it is? Maybe I will just move it.
Okay, I can see the watch, cannot see what's written.
But have a look what's written. Just look at what's written.
Whatever you can see is fine.
Just look at what's written. Look at what's written. Yes, look at what's written. Can you see that?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. What I'm doing right now, I'm getting your attention on this, and you don't see anything that I'm doing with my hands. You don't see the wall, you don't see the air condition, you don't see anything. And all you see is that. So the principle is that if I want to hide something, I need to do something massive that will take all your attention to this thing. And at that moment, you'll forget everything. If you fight with your wife, you have one thing that get all your attention and you forgot all the good thing about her, all the beautiful years, all the beautiful moments, and you see only the bad and you believe that there is only bad.
Right.
So if you want to hide something in plain sight, it's not that you put it in plain sight. This is bullshit. What you do, you get the attention of the person on one thing, and when he put his attention on one thing, you can do whatever you want on the other side.
Right.
Everyone with me? Do you understand?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So basically, they make one thing massive.
Exactly.
All the attention is there, and whatever else goes on in the world is absolutely irrelevant.
Yeah.
You don't even know about it.
So what's happened here is like that. And this is, it might sound unreal, it might sound whatever. This thing has been agreed to by someone in the government. Look, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Netanyahu met with Biden. They've been fighting for months. Yes? And all of a sudden they met. And there is a meeting in Syria and Lebanon between Iran, Hamas, and Hezbollah. And
Explain who those people are. Iran, Hamas, Hezbollah.
just different terrorist organizations.
Fine.
Yes. And then you've got the Minister of Defense of Israel meeting with the American, and all of a sudden you have this amazing attack, and in 2 seconds, the US is totally behind Netanyahu. And 100% support like never before.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened here is quite amazing. What you have is you have an attack that justify, and this is sound unbelievable, and maybe this is the next thing that you need to know as a principle. One thing people cannot confront is evil. People cannot confront evil. They will invent why it happened. But what you have is evil. What happened right now is this thing was allowed to happen. It was planned. It was allowed to happen. So the government will be able to put further control over the population. And you will see that what will happen is the following. Israel now will attack the Palestinian. Israel can wipe Gaza in 2 days. If Israel will do what the Palestinian goes, they can just go with bulldozers or F-16 and just flatten Gaza in 2 days.
Yeah.
So that's not the question, yes? Israel will go in.
Yeah. Why aren't they doing that, by the way?
Because Israel wants to consider itself as humanitarian, as like we will not do that. For example, if Israel shoot a building down, few hours before shooting the building down, they let all the people in the building know that we're going to shoot the building, and people going to go out. If they want to shoot a specific terrorist in a specific floor in a building, they will put a bomb into that floor and make sure that no one at the top and no one below that floor will get hurt. So there's a whole story about we're trying as much as possible not to hurt innocent people.
Right.
That doesn't mean that it always works, but that's the intention. So Israel will not go and just kill civilians.
Okay.
It's not what an organized country do generally, unless if you're Germany and the SS. You do that. Yes. What's the problem with the SS? That they went against civilians. You
Yes.
understand?
Yeah, exactly.
The problem was not the the army, the German army against the other armies, it's fine, not a
It's
problem.
war. Yeah,
It's a war, fine,
it happens.
whatever, it happens.
Terribly, but happens.
Yeah.
But the civilian
The
difference, which is the difference here as well.
That's the difference.
Okay, so you were saying Israel's going to move in. This is what's going to happen.
Israel, what will happen? Israel will move in. Israel will wipe the Hamas. It will bring Gaza. Gaza is already 50 years behind the war, the whole world. Gaza is already a bad place. It will become even worse. Israel supply water, Israel supply electricity to Gaza. They will stop it. It will become a massive humanitarian disaster. There will be much more pain, much more suffering, and that will bring everyone from both sides to say, okay, fine, so we need to make sure that this will never happen again. And in order for that to never happen again, they will put control that has nothing to do with what happened. Much like 9/11 happened, and all of a sudden, all of the Americans agreed very happily to give all of their freedom. We can listen to you, we can check you in the airport, we can check you here. All of a sudden, in 2 seconds, one event happened, and 300 years of freedom get wiped.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the principle. One thing, one corona happened, and all your freedom is gone. You are locked in your house.
Yeah.
And I will tell you if you put a mask on or not.
Right.
Like total insanity, yes? If you take an Israeli and Palestinian and let them talk, they will come to an agreement 2.5 minutes.
Right.
So someone making sure that the fight will not finish.
Yes. For many years.
For
and
many
only
years,
getting worse.
And it's getting worse. So you talk, I will say, well, you know, I'm Israeli and this is what happened. And someone will say, free Palestine. An Israeli will say, kill the Palestinians. Look what they've done. Two sides are insane.
Yeah.
Two sides are just insane. Why is it insane? Because it doesn't bring a solution. You cannot kill all the Israelis. You cannot kill all the Palestinians, at least not with the result that the day after you'll be able to look at yourself as a human being.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you still want to be a human being, you will see that that's not the solution. You see that every Israeli right now will tell you that the Palestinians are not people, they are animals. And the Palestinian will tell you the Israelis are not people, they are animals. Why? Because people don't kill each other.
Yeah.
In order for a person to kill someone else, you have to be convinced that the other side is an animal.
Yeah. Exactly.
And the governments of both sides convince you that the other side is an animal, so it's okay to continue with their control mechanisms. If you will go and you will understand the family of a Palestinian, you will not kill that Palestinian.
No way.
If you will understand that he has children exactly like yours, if you understand that that he loves exactly like you will not. If those Palestinians that came to Israel yesterday and killed all those people really were in present time and realized that they're killing people, children, old people, teenagers, women, that did nothing to them.
Yeah.
And even if they did something to them, if they would understand that it's people and not animals, they will not do that. Prerequisite for someone killing someone else, he has to be convinced that the other side is animal. And if you listen to the news and if you listen to arguments between people, at one point you say you're an animal,
Yeah.
which means I have a right to kill you.
Right. Right. Even saying you're a dirty Jew or whatever, it makes you not human. It makes you have to they look at you as not a human being. You're lesser.
Yeah.
And so it's okay to hurt you.
This is another principle that you have to understand. If someone kill you, he has to be convinced that you are not human. Otherwise, he will not kill you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. If you have someone putting gun to your head, and you will tell him, "Look, I'm human just like you. I love just like you. Don't beg for your life. Say I'm a human just like you. I love just like you. I have children, I have brothers, I have sisters, I have parents that love me, and I love them just like you." That person will not kill you. If he will actually hear you,
Yeah.
he will not kill you.
Yeah.
Never beg. But for sure, bring about the reality that you are not an animal.
Yes.
That's your
Yes.
best protection.
Amazing. Amazing.
Good. Questions now.
So first of all, yeah, I have questions for a long time if needed, but I'd love to hear from you guys if you have questions, other viewpoints, things you'd like covered. Ellie Keshet here said
Hi,
yes.
Ellie.
Hi Ellie said yes. I think it's Corona season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ahmad, demonetization of the other. No, sorry, demonization.
Yeah.
Demonization of the other is used in every conflict. Absolutely. Yeah, Curtis, this did seem very weird when I saw it. Lorna, that's what I thought, an inside job. Yeah, 100%.
It's definitely an inside job. It's an inside job, and the lie is so big that the Israeli don't believe it. The Palestinians don't believe it. The Palestinians believe, oh, look, we succeeded. But come on, seriously. Israel, let's say that they started and 200, 300 Palestinian comes in and Israel come with a few Apaches, attack helicopters. Seriously?
Yeah.
Come on, come on. It's like you're talking about few hundred people with an M16, not F16.
Yeah.
It's like, you
In other words, it could be resolved.
no, it means if Israel, if it was not an inside job, in an hour, 2 hours,
Yeah.
it will be done.
Yeah, it would be, they'd be wiped.
Handle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because so that, in other words, what you're saying is if you told an Israeli, look, your government agreed to this to you right now. That's essentially what you're saying.
Yeah.
Your
It
government
planned that.
planned for this to happen.
The government that you choose, and by the way, it's not the left or the right. By the it's not that Netanyahu did it and Gantz and Lapid, the other side, did not agree to that. If Lapid and Gantz, the left side, didn't really thought that Netanyahu is bad, they were in the government not long ago, and they could totally neutralize Netanyahu. They didn't. They didn't do one action against him because they're working together. It just sounds like there is left and right. They're working together. They are working together. They are totally coordinated, and you are the puppets.
Hard to swallow,
I know.
but I can totally see that. So we have a few things here. First of all, Madi, Palestinians seem to be full of hatred, wild and inhuman.
It's not.
From one viewpoint, right? I mean,
they're not. It's like it seems like that. And yes, at that specific moment, they're full with hatred and they're doing atrocities. It's like a husband that go crazy and kill his children, or a mother that go crazy. No, well, it's not crazy when she kills her husband. That's normal. No?
when a wife killing her husband,
Yeah,
right?
That's normal.
Yeah.
But it's not. It seems, and it's true. At that moment, they were crazy to come into a house and burn it with children. You have to be very crazy. You have to be bad. You have to be. But it has been after years and years and years of brainwashing, telling you that the Israelis are animals. They did not burn a child. They burn mouse, they burn a kitten, they burn cockroaches. That's in their viewpoint. You really have to understand that when you go against your enemy, you are convinced they are not human. And this is, if you don't get it, you will not understand how come a normal human being that has children, that has family, the day to day will care for a cat in the street, will pick up a dog, will help the elderly, will go into a place and just kill just uncontrollably teenagers that running in the field. That just shoot them for no reason, just because they are Israelis. He doesn't shoot them because they're Israelis. He shoot them because they're animals. And if you will get this idea, it will explain anything. Now, everything I'm saying do not justify what they've done. It's not okay.
Of course. But that's their mentality.
But this is what they've been brainwashed at, these people. And the problem is not the person that shoot the gun. The person that shoot the gun is to blame. but the person that brainwashed him is responsible.
Yeah.
So there is a whole movement to brainwash Israelis against Palestinians, and there is a massive brainwashing against Palestinians and against Muslims generally in Israel. And there is a whole brainwashing going against Israelis and against Jewish in the other side. And what you see is both sides killing each other, and the people that making money out of it, it's not only the Jews that love money in this case, and the people that making money out of it, and the people that gaining control laugh at the idiots that kills each other. If you find yourself killing your wife, and if your wife trying to kill you, you need to know someone is making a lot of money out of it, or making a lot of power, or someone instigating it. Someone made sure that you will be sure that she is an animal, and you are sure that she is an animal, so you can actually do these atrocities.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Let's have a look at the comments.
Yeah, Lior, if both sides are being controlled by insane governments, how would a solution even be implemented?
It's very simple, and the solution is by taking one person at a time and explaining to them that when you get a solution as let's wipe them out, or let's kill them, or let's destroy them, if the people in Israel, despite all the pain, will realize this is not the solution, because from the viewpoint of the Israelis, it's obviously we need to revenge, to kill them, and blah blah blah. And I'm all for it. Go and find those people that do that, and fine. But you're not going to solve the problem. You are in this cycle for so many years. You're not going to solve it. So going in and punishing them beautifully without a solution. So what are you doing? In 5 years from now, it will come again. It is not a solution. A sane person will refuse to fight in order to fight. He will fight with all his power in order to bring a solution. And a solution is not to kill all the Arabs, and a solution is not to push all the Jews to the sea and to kill all the Jewish. Germany, good engineers tried that. They've built an amazing machine. It didn't work for them. In South Africa, the whites tried to control and kill the black. Didn't work. In history, there is not one society of slave that did not break the chain and won. And if you understand that, and you are not crazy, brainwashed, religiously brainwashed, or otherwise brainwashed, you'll understand. Fight by all means. When I fight, I fight. I fight and I win. But my winning is not killing all my enemies. The purpose of the war is to bring the opponent for a more amendable man of a state of mind. What does it mean? That he's willing to solve the problem. And what all the governments in Israel did up to now is they cheated the citizens by going into different wars. They call it just another round or whatever they called it, without the intention to bring the other side to a more amendable frame of mind. And so they kept the conflict going. The governments kept the conflict going. The citizen must demand a solution, not killing everyone, because that's not a solution. It's like the Israeli don't want the Hamas to think that the solution is to kill all the Israelis, because it's insane. It's not human. And in the same way, the Israelis should think that the answer, despite the atrocity, despite the genocide that just happened, the solution is not to kill all the Palestinians. It's just not logical. They're using you as puppet. The solution is for sure to win, but only for one purpose, to bring a solution. If I win in order to make myself right and they are wrong, I will lose.
Yeah.
No one win by killing all the other side. The US did not kill all of Japan. the US did not, the Ally did not kill all of Germany. If they would not be human. Do you understand? They would not be able to live with themselves. So everyone that tell you, well, we'll push the Jewish people into the sea. And they say that this is the religious viewpoint, or that's the Quran said. No, it's not. It's a few leaders that say that. The Quran is a beautiful writing and has a very good purpose. And the Jewish people on the other side said, no, they are animals. We need to just go and kill all of them. And the Bible said that they are the bad people. No, the Bible is a beautiful book that asks for actually peace and love. So we need a solution. Yes, war, not a problem. I'm not afraid of war. I'm not against war even. Yes, go to war. But you have to understand that make this war quick and to the point, because when you see that the war is long and it's a lot of
Dragging.
attrition, what you know that whoever doing it doesn't want to solve the problem, he want to prolong the problem. So when someone tell you it's going to be long and hard work, you know the guy is useless. When I go to war, I go and bring about a more amendable change state of mind on the other side, and you do it quickly, not slowly.
So there has to be a particular purpose in what we're
Yes.
doing that's leading to
Pro-survival
a
purpose.
survival
Yeah.
result, a survival purpose ahead of time, not just fight to
Not
fight
fight
or to
because
kill.
I'm upset. Okay.
Yes,
You
okay.
want to be upset? Go and kill few people, assassinate few people. Wonderful, fine.
But it
they
won't
need
do
to-
anything.
It will not do anything.
Yeah.
We've been doing that for years. They've been doing that for years.
It doesn't help.
Both sides consider that the other side is an animal, and thank you very much. More children get died. What's the purpose?
No solution. Now, on this point, you said throughout history, every slave group or oppressed group breaks its chain and wins.
Always.
So now, for a second, from the viewpoint of the Palestinians, that they say, well, we've been slaves for a long time. We don't have clean water. We don't have good conditions. Israel's keeping us down. We need our own land. We need to be taken care of. And now we need to fight back. All this is actually, we're fighting against the Israelis and killing them because we've been for a long time under terrible conditions.
Not a problem. So now you've done an attack like that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I'm all for it. Okay.
Yeah.
But now what you have? What you done? You went and you become unhuman. You killed women, children. You shoot rockets every so often on humans, on children, on not on soldiers.
Yeah.
And let's say that this is the only thing you can do. What's the purpose? Are you going to win Israel like that? No. That's. I think you understand that now. So you say, well, we'll be us and Lebanon and Iran. Everyone will attack Israel. Yes, you may open Third World War, and you may cause a lot of pain, but Israel will cause a lot of pain to you. And as you know, Israel having atom bombs, and it will use it if it will need. So what are we bringing? More and more destruction. And who wins? The people that instigate the war.
Yeah, of course.
So
at
if
the
we
end of
take
it, and that's the whole
if we take
thing.
it to the extreme, that's not the solution. But if the Palestinians will come and say, look, we want a solution, and we need the following thing, and we going to fight until both sides come to a more amendable frame of mind. We're not stopping the war. We are in a war, and we're fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting until there is a solution.
Haven't they said that we want that until we're free, until the land is ours?
No. It's not a war of 3 days and then go. That's not a war. This is a war of attrition. This is not a war. No one wins. That just everyone get killed. World War II did not was 1 day here, 3 days there. It was a war until they got. That's it. Japan surrender. We come to an agreement, and the end result for Japan and Germany was not so bad. It actually was amazing. It was the best thing that happened to them.
Okay.
Despite the so-called insult.
Right.
Because people, if they really realize that there are people over time reconcile and fix things and start to build.
Yeah.
But for as long as the purpose of the Palestinian is all the Israelis is in the sea, and this is the actual stated purpose.
That's their stated purpose.
100%. That's the stated purpose. They want all the Israelis in the seas, and they want all kind of thing, which fine, it's not logical, because
Yeah.
you want people to die. You're stupid.
Yeah.
And if the Israeli says, no, we will not give anything, but also stupid. Because we are strong, we'll kill them. Israel can be strong and strong and strong and strong, because Israel is one. It's enough that one time there's an attack like that, a little bit stronger, and one time Israel need to lose once. It can win 50 wars. One war you lose, and there's no Israel.
Yeah.
And there will be one war that Israel will lose. It's not a question, because no one win all the time.
Yeah.
So it's smart to actually realize that it's the interest of both sides to fix the problem. And the reason it's not fixed is because the government want that war. And before you'll be able to confront that, and as a citizen, start to promote, I'm not against the Palestinians, I'm against the government. I'm against the Palestinian government, I'm against the Hamas, but I'm not against the Palestinians. Palestinians are people like me, citizen. They want to live. They just want to have a school and food and place, and they want to live. Israelis just want to live. Israel was built, and we want peace.
And what do the Palestinians need to understand? The guy that goes around saying "Free Palestine" and "You Israel did this to us." So what do they know? The Israelis need to understand that they're just Palestinian people, and we support
and
them.
Israel and those people that support Free Palestine need to be total different structure. The fight should not be Free Palestine. We demand negotiation, not Free Palestine, because you say that Palestine is correct and we are bad and they're bad and we are right. Who cares?
So
It's not Free Palestine. It is, I want an agreement. Governments, we're not supporting you. We want an agreement. It's not that I want you to free Palestine, Israel. No, because it's not. It's like it's the black in South Africa and Germany and Japan and everyone else. No one won by saying, "Oh, we want unconditional, you free part." No,
Right,
You
right.
get to a point with both governments agree to talk, and it happened when the people say we had enough. In Afrikaans, they say we're hatful.
yes,
We had enough from you, government. So we are supporting Israel, and we're supporting the Palestinians, and we're supporting the Palestinian people, and we're supporting the Israeli people, and we're supporting that. I'm a Palestinian, I support the Israeli. I'm an Israeli, and I support the Palestinian, and I'm totally against the government, and I demand that they will sit and come to an agreement. I had enough with wars for no agreement. And right now, Israelis are upset. Good, go to war for a few days, kill a few more people. Fine, not a problem. And I said that it's like it's nothing, but it's really nothing, because it's okay. Few people will die. Shit happen. It's part of life. Israel tried not to solve this problem because they were worried that there was some leak of a presentation from the government that the army said that if we'll go into Gaza, we will have about 1,000 dead people. Yes, in the worst case scenario. Yes,
yeah,
we didn't go into Gaza, and there's more than that 1,000 dead people.
interesting. So they were trying to avoid it
They
because they
try to
thought it's
avoid
going
it,
to.
so they say we cannot solve the problem because there will be 1,000 dead people. Israelis are stupid because they want to be they want to hold the fight, but they don't want their children to die. No, just airplanes, and we're not going in because we don't want to risk. And if a soldier die, there is a whole investigation of who is to blame and how to blame, and stupidity. You want to solve these stupidities. The only way is you demand from the government that you want peace, not surrender. Negotiation to peace. And if we need a war in between to convince the governments that it is not a problem, support the government only in one, support the war only in one viewpoint. We want the end result to be peace. Now, since the end of all wars is always peace, just historically, maybe it's better to go straight to the peace.
Yeah.
Maybe. But if you don't want, if you want to fight and you want your children to die, it's fine, not a problem. Let's kill a few people. It's sometimes fun. It's a nice sport. Games of, how do you call it? The game that
Oh, like Hunger Games?
Hunger Games. Yes.
Yeah.
We want to kill few people. That's your game.
Yeah,
Fine.
but really, people don't want that, right? So you're saying,
No,
look,
people do want it.
what they want to kill?
They want to kill. When the people upset,
Oh, when they're upset, they
when
go
they're
into
upset,
that
they're
thing.
going to frenzy. Oh, he killed my children. I want to kill them.
Oh, got you. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions
And
here.
didn't we do that by try many times? No, you never try to actually say that people never actually demanded from the government to have peace. If the people will demand peace, the people demanded revenge. The people demand to go in and kill. The Palestinian demand to revenge, and the Israeli demand to go in and take revenge, and everyone demand to kill. No one demanded peace. You go to any religious Israeli and any religious Arab, and they want revenge. They want surrender. No, you need to come to a point where both sides are more amendable for suggestions. And if you do go to war, make sure that the end of the war is not the next war.
Exactly.
Make sure that the end of the war is peace. Even if it takes 4 years, you don't stop the war.
A solution.
A solution, yes, a
That's it.
solution.
Yeah.
Because enough with the stupidity of delaying. This basically all you do is delay the end, and the more you delay, like in life, the more you delay something, the worse it's get.
100%. Yeah. Somebody here said, why does the government keep on quiet? No big moves. Yes. Lorna said the government had to be involved for something like this to happen.
It's not involved creating it.
Creating it. Yeah.
And it's not a conspiracy theory. I'm not telling you how it was done, but I'm just telling you, look, just open your eyes. Don't just open your eyes and see that if up to yesterday, if a lizard crossed the fence, 7 jeeps were there. And I know that. I've seen it in my own eyes. I know how it works. Every Israeli knows that. If a lizard cross the fence, 7 jeeps and a tank will be there. And of course, if more than a lizard, if it's a person, there will be at least one Apache. How come that hundreds of Palestinian goes in and there's no army? Like the army do not exist.
It's unreal.
Someone made sure it will happen.
William, how do you handle the corruption of leaders? The sins of many world leaders is obvious, but no one does anything about it. Netanyahu has criminal charges. Biden's sins are public.
Okay, the handling is me and you. Every single person justified by saying, I'm only one me. No. You, if you will make sure that people will know what I'm talking about and will force the governments, will say, I love my enemy. Because my enemy is not really an enemy. It's a government that push the idea that they are the enemy. So if I'm Jewish and he's Palestinian, for us to fight, someone has to convince us that he is an animal and I'm an animal before we can shoot each other.
Yeah.
And someone convincing us. And someone convinced me to go and shoot him. Someone told me that he's an animal, and I agree because maybe that someone was my rabbi, or that someone was my imam, or that someone was my government. And people that tell you that the other side are animal are not your friends. It's people that tell you that you need to kill your neighbor are not your friends. They using you, and you need to wake up and don't agree with that. Regardless of all the proof that he is an animal, you need to know he's not. And if he is, there is a very small number of animals within the Jewish people and very, very, very small animals within the Palestinian peoples. And those animals usually look like animals, dogs, cats, cows.
Right. Yeah. And now, is there another form that people say this concept to people? Not you're an animal, but do they say call you in other names? Because
Yeah.
maybe nobody's ever said they're an animal.
Yeah.
So
What
what
they
would
do,
they say?
they do.
A lot of times they do. I know, but
They do.
it comes in other forms.
When it comes to the wartime, when it comes to getting you to war, they convince you this is animals. Listen to the Israeli news at the moment. And all the people say, well, the Palestinians are just animals. Look, they're coming in and they have a very long list of justification to explain to you what the animals. And while the list of justification is true, if you fall into the trap of now calling the Palestinians animal, you lost as an Israeli.
Yeah.
Because yes, it was an animalistic action to kill children, to kill old people, to burn whole families, to burn whole families in the house, to shoot teenagers in the field.
Yeah.
It is terrible. It's unconceivable.
Yeah.
But those people has been brainwashed, and you hate them because they've been brainwashed, and now you are being brainwashed by what they've done.
Right. You
And
get.
then they will be brainwashed by what you've done, and they
Yeah,
would
and you just.
you just go down and down and down.
Not, but so what is there another way that people say not the word animal,
Ah,
but
yeah,
they
yeah.
say
They
how
say
do what is something people
they're
need to
not,
look out
they're
for?
not human.
Okay.
That they are vicious, they are fanatic. By the way, it's true that every fanatic, every person that believes that he is right, fanatic mean I believe that I'm right and everyone is wrong. If I'm just because I'm Jew, I know and everyone else don't know. Just because I'm Christian, I've saved and they're not. Just because I'm Jehovah Witness, I know and they're not. Every single of these religions believe 100 billion% without knowing anything about the other religion
Right.
that they are right and everyone else wrong. I want to tell you something. The only right person is a person that can see the rightness in every single viewpoint. Because if there's 8 billion people and you have one viewpoint, it means that you're stupid. Why? Because the spirit is the thing that can see, that can create the whole thing. The spirit is a nothingness that can bring about somethingness. And if now I take the spirit that can bring anything and I can bring only one thing, I'm Jew. This is the only viewpoint, and everyone else is Gentile stupid. I'm sorry to tell you, you're stupid. It cannot be that you're not because you have one viewpoint.
Yeah, you clearly don't see.
You clearly don't see 8.9999999 billion viewpoints. So obviously you are stupid. Anyone that tell you that you are right and everyone else is wrong, or you are right and most of other people are wrong, is actually don't like you. They want to control you. Because if I can see everything that happened, then I control. Not when I try to make myself right and other people wrong. I'm not controlling anything. Even if I can push him down for 5 days, 5 months, eventually the slave will break the chain.
Right. Yeah, amazing. Ahmed also said that maybe they call them savages or satans or things like that.
whatever,
100%.
yeah.
Okay, good. So um, now let me just see. There's quite a few more. Okay, so we covered. Did we cover the how do we handle the corruption of leaders
Yeah.
and the sins of many? Yes. Lior, the right wing and the left wing are two wings of the same bird. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So generally, the left wing considered to be very moderate, and the right wing considered to be very extreme. And if you look at in Israel, the right wing government were the most executed the most left actions. They gave money to the Hamas. They opened the borders. They agreed to everything. They were, well, we're against Oslo Accord, and they kept it in place. So if you actually don't listen, but look, don't be stupid and listen to what your leaders say. Look at what they do. You'll see that they're lying to you continuously wholesale. And when someone lies to you continuously wholesale, you at least need to realize that you need to start opening your own eyes.
Right.
Bibi is a liar. Gantz lie. Politicians lie once they start to open their mouth. If their mouth is moving, they lie. Why? Because they cannot do, the system is rigged in such a way that they cannot do what they want to do. They have extreme pressure. Every one of the politicians have some dirt against another politician. Every government has dirt on specific politicians and pushing them. They are under extreme pressures. One thing, they are not ethical.
Yes,
And if you don't realize that,
yeah,
I'm sorry, yes, start open your eyes.
100%.
So the enemy is never the people. The enemy is the politicians. The enemy is your government and the other side government. Now, the other side government is not so much under your control. Start to put pressure on your government that whatever happened, I don't accept it without a solution. I want a solution. I don't care if we fight for 70 years, non-stop. You don't stop for a second. We get to a solution. Close the cycle.
Absolutely. And
I'm not there, by the way, I'm not thinking that the fighting is the solution, but if you want to enjoy the fighting and you want to get your children killed, go for it for a while until you realize that at the end you got to peace. So maybe
yeah,
you
the
do it.
point is not that we want war, right?
No.
The point is that we want a solution. And
A
if war is
solution.
what it takes, and if you start down the path, then at least get all
At
the
least,
way.
yeah, I suggest
Otherwise, you
not
kick
to
the,
go
yeah,
into war,
of
but
course.
it can be done in the same way without
Yeah.
war.
Otherwise, you kick the can down the road,
Yeah.
and that's what's been happening for history. Gili said, talking about animals, right? So when Dahlia, his wife, calls him my teddy bear, I have to run away. Yeah.
Really, yes.
Yeah. So what should we as ordinary citizens be doing in response? We've covered that, I would say.
You really, as a citizen, you need to not buy the narrative of the media of what's going on in the WhatsApp groups. Don't, because it will re-stimulate you. It will get you to believe that the other side is animals. You have a viewpoint. I'm an Israeli or I'm a Palestinian, and you'll have a viewpoint by what being pushed at you that the other side is animals. You need to know the other side is human being. They love, they care, they want to live. And the handling is you push against your government, not against the enemy, because the enemy is not the perceived enemy. The enemy is never the other side. The enemy is your own leaders. Because the job of your leaders is to bring peace. The job of your leaders is to bring peace. And for as long as they don't bring peace, they are the enemy. Every sane Israeli should realize the enemy is not the Palestinians. The enemy is those leaders that prolong this conflict for 70 years.
Amazing.
That's the enemy.
True.
Let's name the enemy properly. The enemy is your own government, not the other side. The enemy of the American is not the Japanese. This American sitting there, he's got nothing against the Japanese. He doesn't know them. The governments fight. So the enemy is my government that instead of communicating and getting to an agreement, fights because of personal insanities.
Yeah, I think a good example was during the Vietnam War. I think that the American citizens didn't want the killings of the Vietnamese. They had a whole thing. It was like the hippie movement at the time against the government to stop the war.
Yeah.
That was the right target.
That was the right target. Stop, but not stop the war, just stop the war, like they've done in Afghanistan. Yes.
Yeah.
Which insanity. Yes.
Yeah.
But bring a solution, bring peace.
Right. 100%.
Peace and only peace is good for people. War is good only for governments. You see a war, someone is making shitload of money and gaining a lot of power from the war, and it's not me and you. It's the government. So don't be stupid. Don't support it.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Lior, wow, makes sense. Thank you, Madi. In Quran, Allah hasn't said that Muslims must kill Jews.
Of course not.
Also, Madi said, of course, it has said that Muslims should kill anyone who is against Allah and Prophet Muhammad. And in this case, this war, it's irrelevant.
That's correct. It's every group wants to protect itself, and it's normal. Misunderstanding people, misunderstanding what people read in the Quran or in the Bible, or at anything. People misunderstand religion. How a person misunderstand religion is not becoming the source of what's written there. So if I read something in the Bible or in the Quran, I want to make it my own. If I don't make it my own, if I'm not the source of it, I'm just a parrot. So if you think that you can trust a parrot, even Muhammad will not help you. You understand? So don't be a parrot. really make it your own. Just figure out how you can create it. How can you become source over the data? Otherwise, you're just useless.
Amazing. And Mitch, what are your thoughts on the 4 or 5 times the Palestinians could have accepted peace with their own land and simply walked from the table, not even acknowledging the offers from the UN resolution on?
I think that whoever told you the story did not tell you the whole story. That's number one. And my wife could walk from the table many times. My son can walk from the table many times. I would still want peace. I will still want peace. 20 years later, I will still want peace. And if I do go into war, I'll bring the other side to a more amendable frame of mind. So let's say that the Palestinian walk off the table. And I can give you examples with Barak, that with the PLO, with the Arafat, what's happened, blah, 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 all good stories. So let's say that it's happened. I will not stop until I will get a result. I will not just leave it and say, well, they don't want. I have someone to blame now. No. If all the Israelis and all the Palestinians will stand shoulder to shoulder and say, we don't continue until you idiots come to an agreement. Week, month, years, I don't know. You're not going from this room until there's an agreement, because we, the people, want our children to be safe. We, the people, want prosperity. We, the people, don't want to spend 60 billion NIS on defense. We, the people, prefer to give you 30 billion NIS and we don't need this defense. So you will have a wonderful life. We, the people, demand that there will be an arrangement. And everyone tell you, no, but we cannot trust them, blah, blah, blah. We, the people, want an agreement that no one can bypass anyone else. And
It's an amazing point. It's amazing.
and there is always a solution. If Germany and Japan and Germany and Europe and many, many other nations came into peace, and there was more hatred then than what there is between the Palestinian and the Israelis, we are there. Saudi Arabia is ready for peace. Everyone is ready for peace. We, the people, need to decide no more. And if you are not willing to peace, if you want to force on us your viewpoint, we will fight until there will be peace. But I'm not going to continue with this war of attrition. I'm not going to spend all my money instead of conquering the sky, instead of conquering the stars, conquering my brother, actually, the Arabs, which are half brothers. Stupid.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, yeah, Marcel said Ben Gurion said that we will win all the wars except the last one, what you had said earlier. Yeah, it's amazing. Vinny, thank you for a balanced view. Very easy to blame the other side. What are your views on the illegal settlements that take away the future from the Palestinians and violate international laws?
Manifestation. So the
What do you mean by manifestation?
manifestation, it's
The symptom.
the symptom of something. So the Israelis have those settlements because they think that the land belongs to them. I agree, the land belongs to them. The Palestinians think, no, it's our land. I agree, the land belongs to the Palestinians. So what now? Are we going to fight over 2 kilometers out of 100 kilometers? And we continue to fight all our life and kill the children? Why do I want the land? I want the land so I can have proper life. Don't you think it will be more appropriate to sit and demand an agreement? And if I want the land, I'll buy land and you buy land and we will do business and let's progress. And there's so much land around. Do you think that if the insanity will stop, the problem will be shortage of land? The problem is not shortage of land. The problem is that the leaders tells you that this is your land. Not the problem. It's your land. Let's come to an agreement. They also need to live somewhere, and we also need to live somewhere. You stop trying to push us into the sea. We stop trying to take from you a land that you consider yourself, and even if it's not yours, you need a place to live. So let's come to an agreement. And if we need to involve Syria and Jordan and Iraq and come to an agreement, if everyone will sit and talk, if the willingness goes up, the barriers go down. Why it doesn't happen? Because the stupid citizens believe the government, so they support the government in fighting. But if the citizens will stop being stupid, and the citizens of all the people in the Middle East will come and say, no, we need an agreement. I'm not supporting this government. I want an agreement. You want war? Not a problem. Let's have a war forever until there's an agreement. But we're not stopping the war. It's not on off. But it's better. Let's have an agreement. We need an agreement. We, the people, demand an agreement. We, the people, demand peace. We, the people, demand progression. And progression will not happen when 90% of your budget goes to security. It doesn't happen when 90% of your time you are worried that your child will not die by a missile or by an airplane bomb or because Israel want to kill some terrorists, your child by mistake get killed. It's not going to happen.
Amazing. Yeah, that's a great answer. Thoughts on the 2004 pullout from Gaza and giving them a chance to rule, then electing Hamas and turning it into a terrorist state?
Again, all of these things, right, wrong, who cares? You don't have all the data of what's happened there and all the forces that were there and what was planned and what's actually happened and why. The bottom line is like that. If the people will not buy the story of the governments and will have a very simple message, not free Palestine, not kill the Palestine, not this is ours, not this is theirs, not all of this nonsense, not the Bible said that it's the land of the Jewish people. All of this do not solve the problem. There is only one thing that solves the problem. We, the people, demand that my enemy, which is my government, would stop being my enemy. When do you stop being my enemy? When you start caring about me, my well being, my kind well being, and stop worrying about how you, the leader, is right or wrong.
Amazing. 100%. That's massive. Yolanda, hi Yolanda, by the way. What is the solution if Hamas, Iran, etc. refuse to accept peaceful solutions, even if Israel wakes up to this? Haven't we offered peace talks for years?
No, I'm not talking about we offer peace talks. It's not the government offering peace talks. It's the people, because the people are uneducated. The people believe that their government is right. The Israelis 100% believe that they want peace, and the Arabs are just terrible. And the Arabs are 100% sure that they want land, they want to live, and the Israelis are terrible. So the demand from the people should be, if we are going to have a war, it needs to be the war that end all wars. What was so amazing with Begin, why he was such a good leader, because Begin, despite the 73 war, decided that he is going to end the war with Egypt. And he made peace. And he didn't move from the table, and he had many times that he could move from the table because unreasonable requests and blah 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 blah, and he didn't move from the table. And despite all the opposition from the crazy people that should have asked him for peace but asked him for war, despite the opposition, he made peace. And imagine that Egypt would not be one country, but imagine that there was peace, actual peace, with Jordan and Syria and Lebanon. And instead of fighting in Iran and Saudi Arabia, imagine if there was peace. Any country that would not want peace will have no choice but to have peace. But it happened only if the people stop buying the lies of the government. Because in order not to have peace, the people have to be brainwashed. And you don't believe that you're brainwashed because you've seen TV pictures that they want you to see. And your attention is on specific things, so you don't see all the rest. And every time you're surprised of the stupidity of your government, and you give them a nudge chance, and you become even stupider.
Amazing answer. Incredible. Sounds like Israel may be committed to reoccupying Gaza and wiping out Hamas. Return to pre 2004.
Okay, so let's say we do that. So what? What is the solution? What do you think? The terrorism will stop? That all of a sudden they will decide, oh, and yes, we will live within a small place without water, without electricity. Will you be able to live like that? Imagine that some other country will take the Jewish people and put them in a ghetto and tell them to live like that. How will you, as a Jewish person, will feel? You say, well, that cannot be. Well, that's what the German did to you. That's what the German did to you. Now you're doing it to another person. The viewpoint of the Israelis, the viewpoint of the Jewish people should be the Holocaust should never happen again. And the Holocaust was not just burning Jews, the Holocaust was segregating you, putting you in ghettos. Don't do it for another nation, regardless of what the justification is. Don't do to others what you wouldn't like them to do to you.
Yeah.
Even if it's totally justified, because believe me, Hitler was very sure that he was doing a favor to humanity, and we were stupid and we don't understand it. He was sure that he was right. Like the Israelis sure that they are right, like the Palestinians sure that they are right. How do you know that they are wrong? It's one viewpoint.
You have to see more
You have to
viewpoints.
see all the viewpoints.
People, and this whole
Will
thing
you
locks
want-
people on viewpoints.
Exactly. That's all.
Ultimately, it locks sides.
Yes. The moment that you see only your side, you need to know that you're stupid.
Yeah, you have to snap out of it at that moment. Otherwise,
If
you'll get
you
locked.
if you think that you're right and the other side is wrong, you're stupid. Only if you can see the rightness of all sides will you be able to bring about a solution. You want to know how stupid you are? How sure you are that you are right. And
Yeah.
I'm saying strong words because you really need to wake up.
Yeah.
You've been brainwashed by your rabbis, by your spiritual leaders, by your religious leaders, and mainly by your government. Each one of those people that tell you that the other side is bad is actually against you, against your children, and it's time that you will wake up. How do you know that it's like that? Because it doesn't bring a solution. Every side said, no, God will save us. Seriously. God save those that save themselves. If you commit atrocities against other people, God will not help you. Because everyone, the Gentiles and the Jewish and the Arabs and the Mormons and the everyone, has been created by the same God.
Mitch said, I wasn't giving just to reply to that, I wasn't giving an opinion, just sharing what I heard on a briefing to return to a West Bank like situation, which actually is consistent with what you're saying. Go all the way, not on an L4, then negotiate from strength.
Yeah, not a problem. I don't
fine.
mind. If you go to fight with all force. If I was the president or the prime minister of Israel, I will do something really simple. I will do the following. I will say, okay, every day there is 100 meters that get wiped out. I'm taking out all the people, but I'm just pushing you. F-16 just go and straighten the place until you agree to sit for negotiation. I don't tell you what's the condition. Everything is on the table. Everything is okay. But I want you to sit in negotiation. I don't want you to release the people that you took. I don't want you to give up anything. I don't give you any condition other than we sit and we bring peace for our people. Our purpose is the goodwill of our people. Let's figure out how we're doing it. And if we need to involve the US for help, or Saudi Arabia, or Qatar, or Lebanon, or Syria, or Russia, I don't care. We make things go right. What is make things go right? We bring peace to our people. This is what we do. And if not, you don't want peace, I will force you to sit down and talk for peace. No condition. I just want you to sit to talk for peace. And if not, we'll take more and more because Israel can threaten the field. It did it in the Dahya, it can do it in Gaza in less time. Just flatten areas. 1 meter after another meter after another meter after another meter. Move the border inside, 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 inside until you agree to sit and negotiate. And we negotiate not from strength, not from weakness, but from how all those people can survive. Not because I'm now strong, I will force you. No. How all those people can survive on the same land. And maybe we'll get other countries to help us to share a land or something. There need to be a solution if you want future for your people. But if you want more murders and if you want to be right, go for it. Fine.
Amazing. That's an amazing stance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so we have here a few more to get through. So, are you okay on time? How are we doing?
Yeah, no problem.
Hour and a half in.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems to me the biggest victims are the Palestinian people whose leaders have kept them in this so they can live as billionaires in penthouses of five-star hotels in Doha.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
wonderful. But what do you think? So the Israeli care less about the dead people, children. So does it important if we killed one child or 50 children there? The stupidity is they say, oh, you killed only one of my children, I killed 50 of your children. Do you think that the pain is different? When the pain get to a loss of a child, it's on the extremes. It's not important if you lost one child or 50 children. It is on the extreme. It's the maximum. There is not more pain than that. So what is this stupidity? Oh, they kill one, I'll kill 10. It's the same pain. You don't want the pain, so you give them pain?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
don't want pain, so you give them pain? How stupid can you be? Because I don't want pain, I give him pain.
Mm-hmm.
He killed my child, so I'm going to kill his child. What his child did to me?
Mm-hmm.
Are you with me? It's totally stupid. And the enemy is your government. The enemy is your rabbis. The enemy is your spiritual leader. The enemy is your religion leaders. If they tell you that the other side is bad, if they tell you that we need to be logical, which mean, what does it mean logical? Logical meaning, my definition of the word logical mean is being able to control the outcome as I want it. That's logical. Illogical is not able to control the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Logical, my definition is the condition where my action are bringing about the expected result. Illogic is when I'm not cause over what's the outcome of my actions.
Incredible. And these lessons are key for just, you can apply it in life, in business,
yes.
friendships,
Yes.
anything. It's Yeah. Okay. So Marcel said a couple of comments I'll read. He said, you need to provide webinars on war and peace. You need to provide webinars on entities taking over bodies.
Yes.
He said, you're on fire. All you say and state needs to be conveyed in webinars. We need to wake up to redirect the politicians. How do we wake up? You must start a webinar on how to get world peace. And then he also said, there's a small group here. We're super impressed. What is your plan to wake up the crowds?
You are the plan. You are my plan. Because each one of you, when you change your mind, you think that I'm just small me? No. You directly and indirectly affect at least 50,000 people. And if you do the math, you will see that you do. One person, any change in this universe happened because someone set up a good example. One Martin Luther King. One Mandela. One person, one Ben Gurion, one person. By the way, also for bad. Yes? One Bibi, one Nasrallah, one Gantz, these guys that don't bring the peace, they are the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you'll tell them and if we'll communicate, look, you are the enemy. It's not the other side. Why the solution? Why we don't have solution? Because we're trying to solve the wrong problem. The problem is not where your attention being directed to. Your problem is in-house. You really have to understand that. Your attention, your problem is where not where your attention is being directed to. Your problem is in-house. You demand, you start to educate your friends about what I'm saying here, and you will see that the change will happen before you even imagine that it could. Because you, just your viewpoint, is the most powerful thing in the universe. Your ideas cannot be stopped. Bullets can be stopped. Force can be stopped. Airplane can be stopped. Atom bomb can be stopped. Not ideas. Ideas cannot be stopped.
That's beautiful. Wow. Um, this is all amazing. So, yeah, Revolutionary Man, oneness, source. I suppose they like that. Shannon, great live, so insightful. Anna, wow, I'm on the edge of my seat with this live stream. I think if we send Mayor there, all this upset will be solved once and for all by the morning. Yes, agreed. Uh, Vinny, thank you. I appreciate and agree with your viewpoint. Nicely said, my friend. Two states living side by side is the best and only solution. Avery,
It's actually two states supporting each other, not living side by side. I'm not living side by side with my wife. I'm supporting her. If I'm just side by side, it's not enough. Like supporting each other. It's such a small place. There is so many dangerous from the environment. Let's conquer the stars instead of conquering other people. There is whole universe that no one is aware of. If all the money that go into defense will go into attacking the new frontier, space, what will happen? What happened with America as a new frontier is zero in comparison to once people stop fighting and starting to conquer space. Nothing. And it's such a huge game and so pro survival game. And everyone can actually get together and achieve something of value.
yeah, yes,
Who
yeah.
cares about opinions and, oh, I believe in this? Believe in stones or believe in Jesus or believe in God or Moses. But you need to know that while Jesus saved, Moses invest. So maybe.
The key difference. Yes, Lorna said, amazing mayor, love you so much. Jenna, that's so beautiful. One person has that much power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Curtis, you're amazing mayor, and I've
Thank you.
seen how I affect others when learning from you. It's incredible.
Thank
yeah,
you.
and nice. Oh yes, so perfect. And then Yolanda, amazing to hear both sides. Thank you.
Yeah.
How do we get the people of both nations to start these discussions and have the leaders push peace? I think we've covered that. Yeah, very good.
You.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't underestimate who you are. Start to talk. Don't fall into this insanity of the news.
Yeah.
Don't get re-stimulated.
Well, that's what Avery says. The media or TV lies in all nations, and therefore the people don't get the truth. How do we stop the media lies? But I think you. Exactly. Great.
Don't when people blame the media and this, it's not. It's me. It's not. I'm not blaming the government. I'm blaming you. I didn't say let's kill the government. I say we change our mind. We demand. I don't need to blame the government. I demand from them. I don't tell them, well, you've been so bad so far. No, I don't care about yesterday. It's gone. I care about tomorrow. I want peace tomorrow. I don't care about the past. The past do not exist. The past is past, otherwise there's no past. Yes, the past do not exist. If you get this concept, which is a massive concept, the past do not exist because what you ate yesterday do not exist. You understand? The past do not exist. Yes, people hold to the past so much. Whoa, crazy.
Well, yeah. Madi, Iranian regime authorities, Hamas, Hezbollah, and other terror organization officials have trained, raised by foreign intelligence organizations. Russia and Britain are two countries that are doing it. Israeli establishment is not innocent, as you explained. As you said, that a lizard can't pass those fences.
Yeah.
What can people do to escape from the Middle East?
Israeli settlements are not innocent and not even close to innocent. Palestinians are not innocent, not even close to innocent. But they are all effect of me and you and them not demanding pro-survival solution. So let's say I blame you for something. Did I solve the problem by blaming you?
No.
The basic principle is like that. Insanity is defined not as you think. It's not doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. This is the definition of tenacity. Insanity I defined as attention stuck in the past. I don't care about the past. 10 seconds ago is gone. What I care about is today. What happened with my children today. I don't care what happened with my body yesterday. I care what's happened with my body today. And if you get that concept, who cares what's happened yesterday? Today, from now on, me, you, everyone, start to educate everyone that the real enemy is my government, not your government. It's not the Palestinian government. I don't say it's the Palestinian government is my enemy. I'm Israeli. My enemy is my government. While I will support them, I will demand from them peace. And if not, I will not support them. And if enough people will not support them and demand peace, there will be peace. Now, why is it not happening? Because the government keep you on fire. They always throw fire on you. They always throw fuel on the fire, making sure that you will be upset. So you will think that the other side is wrong. And for as long as you think the other side is wrong, that's safe.
I see. Yeah. Yeah.
It's really amazing.
That is.
Okay, I think.
Yeah, we're almost done. We're almost done with the questions. But okay, I think we covered a lot of these. Let me see if there's anything I missed here. Mayor Gal, thank you so much. I would like to ask, what would be a definition for peace in this situation? Is that the goal?
Yes. Peace is a condition where the purpose of a government is to bring the infrastructure for its people. And peace is more when two or more governments bring an infrastructure for the people where the people can maximize the potential. That's the definition of peace.
Awesome. And George said, so the reason for the inside job would be to finally completely claim Gaza, which was earlier covered. But in a nutshell, what you're saying, it's not that.
No. Because no one can finally claim Gaza. Can you take 4 million people and just burn them? No. Hitler tried to do that. It didn't work for him so well. So no one can do that. It's nonsense. It's bullshit. No one can claim Gaza. No one wants Gaza. No one. It's not what it seems.
So it's, as we said earlier, it's control the population.
It's controlling.
It's another version of what happened during 9/11, during COVID. Further controls.
And it's further control and worse than what you think, worse than what you see. You need to know when something do not make sense. You're blind. You need to start looking at the principle. And the principle is, what do I want? Do I want to make them wrong? Or do I want peace, security, prosperity for my kind? But the only way for you to get peace and prosperity for your kind is making other people peaceful and prosper. The basic law is, if you want to be healthy, you better make someone else healthy. If you want to be wealthy, you have better make someone else wealthy. If you want to be sick, make someone else sick. If you want to die, kill someone. So you need to decide, what do you want? And don't be a puppet controlled by the media, by the government, by messages that not under your control. Just work on the basic principle. The principle is, you're a spiritual being. You can bring something out of nothing. You have no limitation, which means you cannot have just one viewpoint. When you see one viewpoint, you need to know that you gave up your freedom. What does it mean to give up your freedom? It's not to be in a cell. It is to give up your ability to have multiple viewpoints. That's giving up your freedom. It's not being in a cell. You really have to understand. Mandela was in a cell and he had more freedom than when he was free. He affected more people easier. And once you know that, you really need to understand that when someone tried to make you an effect, when someone said that you are not the source, they trying to control you, even if the message that they give you is true. And you need to understand that you have the right to demand peace. You have the right to demand for your kind and your neighbors to maximize the potential. And the only thing that as mankind, should aim to is conquering the star and not your own. When mankind try to conquer mankind, everyone lose. If we strive to conquer the stars, we all win.
Incredible, incredible message. I think we can wrap up here. There's a couple of other questions, but a lot was covered. Um, yeah, a lot of people, Jen is saying peace always. Yes. And Lauren, a beautiful definition for peace. George said, thank you. Poonam, wow, thank you. Avery, this was very interesting and I learned a lot. And thank you for enlightening us. I hope leaders worldwide sit down for peace talks. Absolutely. So I think that this was incredible. I think it's
Thank
our
you.
longest live yet,
Yes.
but probably one of the most important ones we've done,
Yeah.
especially in the current time, to strike it while the iron's hot. And hopefully you guys can share these messages because we need people to understand that.
Yeah, we have to.
We have to. This was amazing. Thank you. That
I
was
love
wow.
you, Baba. I love you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone. Thank you
everyone,
for tuning in.
and,
Share the message far and wide.
Yes.
And we'll see you again soon.
Bye bye.